Kablooey!
What is going on?
All right, here we go.
The Cocktail Show.
Get ready to have a good time.
Let's have a good time.
This is exciting, isn't it?
Everything's fine.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
Hey,
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Cocktail Show.
Gary.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's Gary Meier.
Podcast for 800.
The GarrForce Live YouTube channel is the best way to watch this show. Ryan.
What is the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live?
That's right.
We're streaming live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central. And this is the February 3rd, 2023 edition of the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live.
Cocktails. Woo! Drinks.
And of course, no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa.
What is the Garry Meier Show Cocktail Hour Live?
Just like Ryan told you, the best way to watch this show is the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
YouTube. Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Please like and share the show on all the social media channels. Comments during the show, wherever we're live streaming, can be seen in our virtual studio, and we may show them on the screen and or talk about them. Now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Kibbles and dicks. I gotta get me some kibbles and dicks. Leslie, I'm putting the good karma out there, so I get the good karma back. And we drink. Here we go. Boom. Shakalaka.
See, I told you Ryan is going to take, not Ryan, Alan. Ryan was on Jeopardy. How about that? Alan took some of the context of one of the shows this week, and he jumbled it and made it sound like something else. Doesn't matter. That's why we're here. We don't care. We're having a good time. Let me kick the tires, light the fires. Welcome to the Cocktail Show. Light them up, Alan. All right. One more thing has to happen before we are airborne. Leslie, hello. Would you remove your condom, please?
It would be my pleasure, sir.
All
Got
right.
me the Argyle Chardonnay, a reserve Chardonnay from the Willamette Valley. And I especially like this because that was the street I grew up on. So it's got to be good.
Argyle is the street?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Gently, but let it fly.
Oh!
That's good. That's real good.
I
that
had a
flew
good
off.
feeling about this. That
Real
then,
good.
In general, all the stars are aligning because you spent a lot of time explaining the number 23 to us before the show.
Terry Savage is hopefully going to be on. We were testing her feed a few minutes ago, and it was going in and out. And while I had her there, I said, "Oh, it's 2323 today. The number 23. Are you familiar with the 23 Enigma?" And she was not. And so I said, the 23 Enigma is the belief in the significance of the number 23. The concept of the 23 Enigma has been popularized by various books, movies, and conspiracy theories, which suggest that the number 23 appears with unusual frequency in various contexts and may be a symbol of some larger hidden significance. Okay? Are you familiar with that? It's also the law of fives. It's in that law, the theory of the law of fives, because 2 + 3 is 5 and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 5 part, you just lost me. 2, 3, I love those patterns and repetitions. We've talked about that, like where your number is 328, mine's 711, and these things pop up regularly, whether they do so because the universe is talking to us or because we just notice the pattern all of a sudden. I don't care. I enjoy it. And if 23 is something that we should be latching onto,
I'm just saying it's 2323, and that ain't going to happen again for a long time, if ever.
Tomorrow's going to be 2423. It doesn't work.
Already, it's going to be gone.
It's
and
gone.
That's why I bought my Powerball ticket today. The jackpot is 700 million, and listener Kevin did address that fact. He said, "I hope you got your Powerball ticket." Kevin, I did. And let's start putting up some. Don't forget. No, I did not. But I wanted to get it today. because of the number 23.
If you take 7 and you subtract 2 and 3, that's 5, but that would be 5 from 7 is 2, but if you put the 3 on there, then you're back to 2, 3, and it's very lucky.
Okay. I'm following. Hey, before I get to the people that have checked in, all the news coverage is about this Chinese weather balloon spying on us.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking, son of a bitch, don't put that as the top story when I don't know if I can get Beyonce tickets. Let's talk about Beyonce tickets. Are they going to be all right? Am I going to get them?
Are you going to pay face value? No frickin' chance of that.
That's the story, not China's spy balloon. Oh, I like this whole discussion. Can you shoot it out of the sky? And then this general or cat, whatever, he's got a bunch of fruit salad on his coat. He's talking to the reporters. Well, if we do that, the fallout could hurt a lot of people. And I'm thinking, it's a balloon. Can't you just send a big pin up and poke it?
Okay, and with that, it's 2023. That's 2323 or 2023. Anyway, couldn't they they're just gonna let it float indefinitely? I don't understand.
Okay, what was the 2023 that you were tying in?
It's 2023. There should be a way in this day and age that we can take a frickin' balloon out of the sky.
Yeah, and it's spying on Montana. And we've got the Webb telescope going to the outer limits of the universe. And all people really care, at least China, is what's going on in Montana. What the hell's going on?
So, okay. At any given time, there are, I don't know how many thousands of satellites, some of which are just space junk, but they are able to count the buttons on some guy, Taliban's vest, and take him out with precision. Why the balloon? That's what's so...
I know. It seems so 19th century.
Hello.
Yeah, we're going balloon. Everybody else has got satellite.
In 80 days.
Right. And all that other technology. We're going balloon. We're going old school. But we see it and we know what it's doing. So I don't know what their process was of why they're doing this.
Next week, they're going to send us a shitload of pigeons.
Yeah.
Those pigeons are taking messages across the United States.
Right. Look out for those Chinese pigeons. Okay, let me say hello to Martin from British Columbia. Kellyanne, my schnauzer saw its shadow. It got excited and it wet itself. Yeah, that'll do it. Thank you, Keely. Martin, British Columbia, checking in. Charles from WRLR. Treat your schnauzer with hot chocolate and a warm blanket. Okay.
Oh.
David R. from Oak Lawn, Illinois. Join the Schnauzer of the Month Club. Should be a fun year ahead. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I wonder how much that costs. Is that going to cost more or less than Netflix? So that's the other thing everybody's talking about, because it was an accident that we put out this press release and it wasn't really what we were planning on doing, but you're going to have to check in from your home ISP address every 30 days.
Netflix is going to clamp down on people giving their
sharing
code out.
Passwords, right, with family members. And then I think when all hell broke loose yesterday, they went, just kidding. We're just running some stuff up the flagpole. Don't you?
Yeah. Okay. And Anthony, Brian, my wife's schnauzer saw its shadow 6 more weeks of winter. Ooh. Okay. Brian is the person who's going to perform eventually on the GarrForce. He's got that band we've been talking about. And Leslie's going to give away one of the band's T-shirts and stuff. And this is their QR code.
Right. So you can check them out on Instagram and Facebook. And definitely, if you get a chance to check out some of their YouTube videos, do that. Yeah, and they got some sweet swag that we'll see more of as the show
That's
goes
going
on.
out today in the package. Okay.
Yep.
Samantha has checked in. Hello, Samantha. Mundelein, Illinois. Hello. Kevin is the one who wanted to make sure I got my Powerball ticket. Yep, I'm all set. Got the winner. And Stick Save from Tinley Park, Illinois, home of Bettenhausen Automotive. Sandy. Hello, Sandy. Happy Friday to you. And Thomas. Tom and Deb checking in from Ohio. And Patty. How are you, Patty?
Cheers, girlfriends.
Cheers. Yeah. See what I did there? You see what you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dale, how you doing? He's aboard. And Doug. All right.
Hey, Doug.
Hey,
Doug
Doug.
always says hi to me special, so hey back at you.
Greg from, is it Dacula or Dacula, Georgia? I want
you know, and it wouldn't be Friday if we didn't butcher that name.
I'd like to keep...
he mistyped Georgia this week, so it's only fair that you butcher the name, right?
Yeah, it's GE. And Dottie, how do you pronounce it? Hello.
Oh, good that your
She's got
schnauzer
a
is
steaming warm schnauzer. Boy, a lot of the country has hit the deep freeze, and that's why we drink. One of the reasons. Let me go to the screen door, but you can't keep the screen door open too long in some of these climates. Is that it?
Yay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Doggy boy. Look at, he's sweet on you there. You see the comment there, Leslie?
Oh, yeah.
Doggy?
I'm not that pretty. But
Wow.
thank you.
Hey, that's nice to have that kind of support. Catherine and Scott from G-Rap, Barb, Anthony, Lamont.
It's
Over
almost
by
like
there.
you're waiting for them to say present, and
Yeah.
you guys should.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Got all that. So, as we do on a semi-regular basis, we have Terry Savage on, and in the past, it's always been pretty good. She always ends with USA, USA. And then that one time right before the pandemic started, we were hitting some goo for a long time after that. And I don't know how much goo she's bringing. So just be ready. Keep your drink handy. Tray tables, maybe keep them in the upright position until we get through this, because I don't know what she's going to say.
We'll brace. There you go. USA.
Terry, be gentle.
I'm always gentle. I'm going to be very gentle tonight because here's my drink. I'm drinking orange juice. I'm fighting off that horrendous Chicago cold. So, but here's to you. I hope your everything comes out just so sweet in your financial life.
No, that's always good. And wouldn't a little alcohol though in the orange juice be even better?
You know, I watch you guys drinking now, and I'm thinking maybe that would have been a good idea.
Yes, yes, it would be a very good idea. So here's what I know
orange
about
juice and Robitussin. You can go.
Do better. Yeah, you're right.
I heard today about all these jobs that have been added to the economy. I mean, a shitload, as they say in the economic circles, way more than they predicted. And then I heard right after that, but that might not be good for the economy. And I'm thinking, I don't understand this. It's fugazi.
It's very weird stuff going on. We've had inflation, it seems to be coming down. The Fed's patting itself on the back, but not giving up yet. And we're raising rates because that will slow the economy, will slow consumer demand, and that will take the pressure off prices, will throw a lot of people out of work. But wait. Not only are people not out of work, there's still almost 2 jobs open for everybody that's looking for a job, and wages are going up still, not zooming, but still going up. And today's numbers, I mean, we created a lot more new jobs, and the Fed's going, we're going to have to get tougher and throw the economy into a recession. And the markets are saying, that's ridiculous. The Fed shouldn't do that. This must have been their last rate increase. And then the Fed chairman said, well, it's only a quarter of a point, but we're going to do it a few more times. And the markets are seesawing up and down because nobody can quite figure out, is this economy going into recession? Are corporate earnings going down? And then there's this whole other thing. You know, I covered recessions for a lot of years, and we'd have the layoffs and the auto workers and the steel mills and all the parts suppliers for the auto industry. That's not what happens now. Now we're getting all these tech companies out on the West Coast laying off 5,000, 10,000 workers. And still, there are plenty of jobs open. So the market can't figure it out. And I'm here to tell you, I don't have the answer either. It's kind of a very iffy time.
Alan, let me ask you, I'm hearing some fuzziness on.
Yeah, I'm hearing a little bit of it too.
Yeah. What should we do? Because I don't want to, if she can get a clearer feed by going out and coming back, that would be better, I think, because we're going to talk for a while. And
We
What do
can
you
try
think?
that. Terry,
Let's
you
do
want to try
that,
that?
Terry, because there's some kind of
Okay.
yeah
You want to
interference.
kick me out and I'll come sign back in again. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is the fourth or fifth time we had to take her out and bring her back in, and
it
hey,
happens.
it's goo. It's goo.
We really cannot control it. It's
But I'd
that
rather do
interweb.
that than have her keep talking, and that it's irritating. That static is distortion is really irritating after a while, and she has a lot to say. Okay.
Speaking of irritating, that balloon is still flying over the western states, and it's heading toward the Dakotas.
And they say that it's over Montana because we have a lot of nuclear installations there, nuclear weapon installations. Is that what it is? Or they're seeing if they can get a picture of Kevin Costner filming Yellowstone? What's going on?
They just they're looking at the weather because there's really no other way to gather weather information. She's back.
All right, let's hear her.
I have nothing more to say. I said everything. You know why?
What?
Because my thinking is fuzzy. I don't know. And neither does the market. And economists on both sides are debating. Are they going to kill the economy? We're going to have a recession. More people are going to be unemployed. Or is this economy so strong? Consumers are strong. There's jobs out there that we're going to sail through it. That's what's so fuzzy. My crystal ball is fuzzy.
Okay, a year ago. Let's go back a year ago and what you predicted, and how did that year turn out with your predictions? Was it pretty much where you thought it would go?
You know, every year I start the year with some kind of overarching thought. And a year ago, it's hard to believe, but a year ago in January, mortgage rates were about 3.3%. And my big thing last January was we're having inflation. I did not think it would go as high as it did, but I said interest rates are going up, refinance your mortgage. The year before that, or what was it, 2 years ago before that, the pandemic really had me scared about the stock market. Now, if you're in it for the long run, that's fine. As I look ahead to this year, I think that the economy may slow. And you know what's been making me very popular is I'm showing people how to earn 4.8% safely on their savings by buying US Treasury bills. And you don't have to be rich to do it. You could just open an account at treasurydirect.gov. You could start with $100. They take the money out of the bank account you link. And every Monday, there's a 6-month Treasury bill auction. And currently, those T-bills are yielding 4.8%. If you go, I mean, nobody's paying me to do this, and nobody ever tells you because there's no commission in it, no broker is selling them. If you go to terrysavage.com and click on one of the boxes on the right under financial links called How to Buy Treasury Bills, you too can lock in about 4.8% for 6 months. And that's a lot better than the banks are giving you. I mean, they don't want your money. They're worried about making loans. They're worried about the economy. They're not giving you high rates. They're not giving you toasters. But the global market for treasuries, the US debt, and nobody's worried, by the way, that they're going to default. That's another subject. But that global market is set by central banks around the world, money coming from around the world. And the result is 4.8% in 6-month Treasury bills. And you too can get that kind of money. So I think this is a year to have chicken money, lock up these higher yields for a little while. You can buy a longer terms about 4.5% and have some money on the sidelines because of all the uncertainty.
What about this drumbeat on the debt ceiling? That's all we hear now, the debt ceiling.
You know, all those idiots in Washington, and both sides of the aisle, by the way.
That's redundant.
Yes, it is. That's an oxymoron, right?
Yeah. No, it's not an oxymoron. It's redundant. It's not. No, idiots in Washington is not an oxymoron.
Okay, right. It's redundant. All right. Yeah. Well, whatever it is, that's who they are. And to play fast and loose with the U.S. credit, of course, we are going to lift the debt ceiling at the last minute. Now, it's happened before. They bumped us up against it. And it's happened before that literally the paychecks for military didn't go out. Social Security always went out on time. Right now, we're in that period where Janet Yellen, who's now Treasury Secretary, is finagling. You know how it happens is you get a paycheck, but you didn't get overtime because things slowed down. So you thought you could pay both your Visa bill and have groceries. So you put a little on your Visa bill, but you need to keep some for the groceries and you're moving money around. That's what they're doing right now in Washington. They're taking money that comes in from all the federal workers to deposit into their pensions and saying, well, we won't put it into the pension investment fund. We'll keep it to pay this. That's what's going on while Congress dithers. It's Shameful. Shameful, but Congress is shameful.
All right, so you're not worried about that. That'll happen.
No,
where they'll at the last minute pull out and everything will be not hunky dunky, but it's not going to go down the crapper.
It is not this time. Not this time.
Not this time, but there might be a time that they would let that happen.
You know, we are building up this national debt at an extremely rapid rate. That's been under both administrations, Trump and then Biden. We've added like $9 trillion. The Fed's been buying these IOUs, besides you and me trying to get a higher rate. The Fed buys them. They've added $9 billion worth of securities and paid for them with new money. That's caused the inflation. There'll be a day of reckoning sometime, but it's not coming in the next 6 months.
When that day of reckoning does come, what can they possibly do to cut it back to where it's manageable? I mean, it's just, we're talking trillions here.
Remember when Everett Dirksen, the great Illinois senator, said $1 billion here, $1 billion there? Pretty soon you're talking real money. This is all of the money. This is MIGO numbers. That stands for my eyes glaze over. This is all of it. There's no point, first of all, an asteroid could come, or maybe a Chinese spy balloon could come. There's some stuff, or maybe California will fall off in an earthquake. There's some stuff I don't spend a lot of time worrying about because we got to focus on what's in front of us immediately.
All right. And as you always say at the end, which makes us feel good, where else would you invest your money? Where else would you want to live and invest your money? But this country, look around. What other country would be beneficial in that department?
The dollar is still the strongest currency in the world. You look at poor Europe, what's going on, not only their own inflation problems. Thank God we've had a relatively mild winter, and the whole thing with Russia and Ukraine. It's interesting to see where China's influence goes now. They've been muddling about in South America and Africa. We haven't paid much attention, but keep your eye on China and see how that develops this year. In terms of their economy, they were totally shut down and they were, oops, we're screwing ourselves. So we're going to say it's over, and it's over. And we don't know how many people are dying there. But an interesting fact came out about China. Their population is being depleted after all those years of one-child rule, years ago. The population of China is both aging and declining. So they've got a demographic time bomb hanging over them. So that's what makes life interesting. We can't know for sure. Hey, but you know who can know for sure? Have you heard about ChatGPT? Are you guys playing around with that?
Well, yeah, we have been talking about that a little bit. Why don't you give your feel of it?
Well, I just wrote a column. It'll go into the Tribune and up on my website later this weekend. The robots are here. If you want to think about something to worry about, artificial intelligence has now created AI is a company, OpenAI is a company, and they've created a chat bot. GPT, I have to remember it always, it stands for Chat Generated Pre-Trained Transformer. It's like the Transformers, you remember the Transformer game? And what's amazing is it's not like Siri, give me directions to that restaurant. This is not like you're shopping online and it'll give you 4 choices of what to pick. This is actually a bot that can have an intelligent conversation, can instantly scour all knowledge, and kids in school are using them to write essays. Tell me about the protagonist in such and such a play and da-da-da-da-da. And with an instant, it's not like where they plagiarized and went all over the internet and they grabbed you paragraphs from somebody's doctoral thesis. This is an intelligent conversation. They use it in fast food drive-thrus first, but you will not know if you're talking to a robot with great intelligence or a person. And that's one of the more fascinating things coming down the pipe. Now, a lot of jobs too,
Yeah, and I heard it will write your resume. It could write a song for you. It's really fascinating and frightening at the same time.
Yeah, I asked it an investment question, and it said, there are too many variables, including your personal situation, the kind of answer I'd give, for me to make a prediction about the stock market or what percentage you should have in the market or whatever.
Wow. Okay, Terry, always a pleasure, and we will check in down the road.
Thanks, Garry.
And see if we're getting into something where next year is an election year. So here we go again. As that stirs up, yeah.
Don't stay up late. Just could you keep
I don't.
Garry, There's never been a 20-year period going back 100 years now where you lost money investing in a diversified portfolio of large company American stocks with dividends reinvested. That, my friends, is the S&P 500 index fund in your 401k. So don't go crazy listening to the pundits and the politicians. Just keep having that automatic deduction into your 401k plan. Buy the whole stock market, the S&P 500. And 20 years from now, you will come out ahead, even adjusted for inflation. And that's a savage truth.
And that's a good way to wrap things up. Thank you, Terry.
Thanks, Garry.
Terry Savage. TerrySavage.com is where you find all that information. Well, that wasn't bad.
No, it could always be worse.
Oh, yes, it can. Yeah.
It was funny. I read an article recently on the Chat GPT, and the first 4 paragraphs of the article, the author admits, were written by the artificial intelligence, and one would never know. And it can even mimic your style. If you are like a writer, it can do it in, Stephen King fashion, or, whomever you want to copy it. That's what it will do.
That can't be good, right?
It's kind of terrifying on some level. And at some point, too, we realized that a lot of these computer controlled entities go really dark really fast. So it won't take long for them to go, you know what, those humans, highly ineffective, big waste of, the planet. Let's just clear a couple of them out.
We've got a couple things working. AI that could take over, or animals if they unionize and go, you know what, we can take these assholes. And they're very close, I think, to doing that. They really are congregating and thinking, we can do this.
I've got a story coming up in which, you want animals to turn on you? We've got stories that will make the animals turn on us.
Okay, there. And Ellen, you had Ryan at the Jeopardy set there. That was a nice little touch. I didn't know you were going to do that.
Yeah, well, you guys were talking about how they're taking from our show, so it only seemed right that Ryan appear on the show.
Yeah, because we're hearing stuff from this show a few days, weeks later. It's not real obvious stuff. And there it is on Jeopardy. Ryan's hometown of Waukesha was on the board this past week.
I like the new winner. He's like a John Cleese doppelganger. I'm kind of pleased with him, but I want to know if he's a poser, because he has a British accent, but he was not born in England. He matriculated there as a young adult. So I'm wondering if he, what hope Pip didn't pick up the accent because he realized I can leverage this.
Right,
I'm going to the loo.
Kind of the opposite of John Mahoney, who came from England and adopted a Chicago accent.
There you go.
The famous actor, yes. And the guy that we were making fun of, he got bounced a few days ago. He had a weird face and weird mannerisms. And yeah, he had it was like a doughy Dick Tracy villain face.
I'm sure, you know what, and there, for every pot, there's a lid. There's a girl out there going, yeah, give me some of that. But
he might already
it was
have
making
a lid.
me really uncomfortable.
Know, right? We don't know if he has a lid or not. Right. Okay. All right. Well, I was already a little geezed, thinking she's going to tell us, grab your ankles, but she didn't. But I'm still feeling pretty good just because now. That's all right.
There you go. By the way, did you show everybody the stir that you're using in your cocktail this afternoon?
It is a polo mallet. That's my stir.
Pip, pip.
Yeah. Yes.
I know you're going to be talking like that.
The glass that Ryan sent me, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood glass, cracked. And then my friend Roberto sent me information about you shouldn't have cracked glassware in the house because it's bad juju. So that freaked me out. So I got rid of that, and I wanted to get another one. And then Ryan, why don't you come on and join in the conversation? You looked for another one and you can't find it.
I can't find them. I got it on eBay and I went back there to look, and I've scoured the internet. So maybe lesson learned. Should have bought maybe two. I should have bought two.
Why do you think they're so popular? The movie
know.
Came out over 3 years ago.
There's lots of memorabilia you can get, but there's no glasses. There's other kind of TV show glasses that have the same look, but not that one. So I'll have to keep.
In the meantime, Ryan had sent me a Yellowstone glass. The first one came broken.
Yeah.
Got another one. That's okay, but that's not big enough for my Friday drink.
Yeah.
That's for my little port drinks along the week.
You need one of those big round ice cube makers, the ones so that you can replicate the balloon that is flying over the set right this very minute.
This is like a Bond movie now. It's so weird because the press conference is, well, you're going to shoot it down. Well, people might get killed. We don't know. We're going to keep an eye on it. And now you say it's over the Dakotas?
Oh, it's headed toward it's still over Montana, but it's heading east.
I'll have to have Jamie watch for it because she's out west these days for the few days. So I have to have her.
Well, I'm sure it's watching her, so you can tell her to keep the shades drawn.
Yeah, we'll have to just see where that is. Speaking of that Chat GPT, I was messing with it and said, hey, write my wife a love note. So it wrote this thing and I sent it to her and she said, where'd you copy that from? That's not you.
Oh,
so I couldn't figure out with that. So
the voice asking the question, the Jeopardy question in our opening today, that was computerized as well. That was a lesser intelligence because I had to type it and had to teach it how to say GarrForce, but it otherwise was not a human either.
I hope Ken Jennings isn't on thin ice.
Yeah.
Well, there was that computer that beat him in that tournament years ago.
Right.
Watson.
Deep Blue, yeah.
Watson, yeah. But some things it cannot replicate, but it's getting really close. Okay, the creepier thing. Have you heard where they'll be able to, like, you get some video of mom and dad say they pass away, that it will be able to replicate people who have moved on to who've crossed the Rainbow Bridge or whatever you believe.
Right. You mean died.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, died. I just don't want to be a downer. But
okay.
I mean, that's kind of creepy to think that, you could still have a conversation with your dad and it would replicate him almost perfectly.
I've heard they're doing virtual appearances from the dead at their funeral through this technology where the dead person is now at the funeral, the wake, speaking to you. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where is everybody? I expected more people at this goddamn affair.
Leslie wants Angry Mama to do her speaking. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, and I saw a video out on the net of a robot pumping gas. The car pulled up to the gas station and it just did all of it for you. It didn't even get out of the car.
Ryan sent me that and I thought, what is that eliminating? There's no job. I pump my own gas, so why do they need to invest in a robot?
I know.
I already do it. They've eliminated that job about 30 years ago.
But aren't there some states that you can't pump your own gas? So maybe that'll take care.
New Jersey.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny says that he has classified documents in Michigan. Doesn't surprise me because he travels a lot and he probably picked up some along the way.
Souvenirs.
Yeah. Yeah. So
before we do the Wisconsin report, can we set up the giveaway? Because we've been doing the giveaway pretty late in the show. We don't give people a lot of time to queue up. And I was thinking that maybe we could start a little earlier today so that everybody's got a chance if you haven't won recently.
Right.
Does that sound like a thing?
That's a thing. And what is the phrase that pays?
I think we're going with #savage because, it describes Terry and the world around us these days.
#savage. Put that in the queue and you will be eligible to win what Leslie showed a few minutes ago.
So it is an Oh Yes sticker. It is a ball liquor in the new packaging. You can have these personalized, by the way. It is your very own wine condom with the reservoir tip. We are also giving away an Oh Yes t-shirt. So great logo, great band. Check them out. We showed the QR code earlier in the show. And you know what? There it is again.
All right.
I'm going to dig into the bag of fun. By the way, postage has gone up. Have you noticed?
All right.
Here we go.
are putting something else in the package.
With St. Patty's Day coming up, look at that. Your own St. Patrick's Day appliques. Gel clings, auto clinging gel appliques. There you go.
Gel appliques is a great clown name. And I was going through some of my stuff and I found at least in the first few years of the show, the clown names that I had written down. You want to hear a few? I like when they do this on talk shows. They go to the audience. You want to hear this? What are they going to say? No. They all, yeah.
You don't have a choice.
Now that I'm on this topic, tell me if this is weird. When you're watching a show and they bring somebody from even the show's hosts or whatever onto the stage. I'm referring to Penn and Teller's show, and they'll go, hey, the magician that they're featuring, hey, Penn, Teller, come on up. And people start clapping, or the host, this Allison, she's the host. Hey, Allison, I need your help. Come over. And they start, why are they clapping for the person traveling 50 feet? Why do they do that? Give her a big hand.
Isn't there a big sign overhead that says...
Why do you need to do that?
She's getting paid for the gig, right? I mean, it's not like
it seems like an odd thing. Hey, give her a hand for what? Walking 20 feet? Why? Okay. Fake dentist, itchy sensation, Glock, rack the slide, large bulge, bitch and cool, bent spoons, open containers, lunch meat, debris and needles. I think that was a morning show that we used to work under at a station. Tragic accident, multiple fingers, unnamed holiday makers, freak accident, dip in the sea, venom exposure, spiny tail, spool of turf, toilet plume, touchy coach, handsy, bony passages, pepperoni sticks, and googly eyes, which is a favorite of the GarrForce. We love the googly eyes. Just a few of the clown names I've assembled over the years. All right, so we are ready. I think let's pay homage to the sponsors before we get into Ryan's report. What do you say? And that would be Bettenhausen Automotive.
One nation with wheels and deals for all at Bettenhausen Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Tinley Park. Chicagoland's Jeep Cherokee headquarters. During the President's Day sales event, Bettenhausen has over 50 new Jeep Cherokees in stock. And right now, you can get $5,500 bonus cash. Lease a new 2022 Jeep Cherokee for $359 per month. Your best Jeep buying experience starts now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
Yes, they're in the southwestern suburbs of Chicago, but if you live anywhere in the country, check out the price and go, oh, that's much cheaper than I could find it in my area. They could probably ship that car to you. They've done this before. I've got relatives that ordered a car because they got a price that was unbelievable, and they live thousands of miles away from Bettenhausen. Car arrived, everything's hunky-dunky. All right. And how do you like your coffee? I like it good. I like it good, and I like it nice and organic, and that's what roast to order coffee is. If you're a tea drinker, Mike Mascow's got tea, and we've been talking about this for months now. And if you don't start your day with decent coffee or tea, I don't know how the day goes for you. I don't even want to know, because that has to happen. Walk the dog, put the coffee on, turn on a double beaver, drinking coffee, watching beaver, then the day has a chance. And Leslie, I don't know beyond coffee what you're doing there. You got a lot of things going on, but I'm sure the coffee
doesn't matter.
Taste card. Yeah.
There you go. Oh, and Mike's got a whole new bold line of blends. So if you like, a little bit more punch to your morning routine, they can get you some of that too.
I sent Terry Savage some coffee the last time she was on from Roast to Order, and she got it. She said, boy, I like it, but I like mine really bold. And Mike goes, got you covered. Send her some bold stuff. Yeah. You like bold? I got it. And that's the way to order right there on the screen. Anywhere in the continental United States, he'll ship, because we have a lot of people all over the place. Arizona, Georgia, Florida. He'll send it. There's Mike. He's in the comment section. Hello, Mike. Thank you for your sponsorship. And this man, there he is, handsome man.
No apologies necessary.
Here's another handsome man, Mr. David Hochberg. And as Terry said, you got all this stuff where the feds are going, well, we don't want the economy to get too far ahead. It doesn't make sense to me where they go, you know what, things are going too well. Let's pull it back. Really? I thought that's what you want. Okay. But you need to have somebody walk you through a lot of this stuff. And as Terry mentioned, the mortgage lending rate last year, a year at this time, was 3. And now I think it's 6 something. David was on. He said, buy now. It's 3. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. Listen
but he's also saying go ahead and buy now,
well,
and then you can always refi later because the prices are down.
You can't fight the rate. So if you're ready to buy, chances are the house you were looking at 6 months ago went down in value. Get it now, make that savings, and then refi with the 6% in a year and a half or so. This is what he does. Call that number for the free consultation. All right. All right, Ryan, you are in charge of your son this weekend. That's funny when people do that. You're a parent. It's not like the special duty. You're a parent all the time, but you're the sole parent this weekend.
I am. My wife's traveled out of state to visit some friends in Salt Lake City. So she's so it's the bachelor time for Hank and I. We're gonna maybe go do some bowling. He wants to bowl on Saturday, of course.
Okay, if you haven't been following the show, Hank has been promised his own bowling ball if he breaks 100, and he's in the
100 club, he calls it. Yeah, 91 he got last weekend. So
he's very close, and there he is with his bling. And let me ask you this: you mentioned you wrote your wife, or a robot wrote your wife a love letter. Is that what you do before she travels all the time?
That's right, because I don't know if she's coming back. So I
wow. Okay,
she's going to become somebody's sister wife. She's in Salt Lake
Utah.
City. Yeah,
Salt Lake City.
I'll be wife number 3, and it'd be cooler than what Ryan gives me with his.
Yes, which was actually warmer than Waukesha this week. It's in the 40s out there, and it's I don't know, pretty cold around here.
I like that. Honey, I'm going to write you a love letter because I don't know if you're coming back.
Coming back. That's right.
Wow,
And Hank said, should we put a picture of us in her suitcase? I said, it's not like she's leaving on a,
Well, you never know anymore. Because some of the stuff you pulled on her, it could be where she doesn't come back. And she needs the picture to remind herself of what you all look like. All right. So you ready to go with the report? There he is.
I'm ready.
Hey, Hank.
There he is.
You ready for a father-son weekend?
I don't know. PST, I don't know what PST.
PSET spell.
I don't know.
Okay, Ryan said when we started the show, he's in the other room with his phone, working the phone, and I'm thinking, this kid's probably ordering food or looking at stuff he shouldn't be looking at.
He texts his friends and always read what comes back. They use the audio, so it's like, Dad, what's this say? So...
And what does a 6-year-old, 6 or 7? How old is he?
7. Well, you say, hey, do you want to play Roblox together? Hey, do you want to text for a while? I mean, it's pretty cute.
And what do his friends text back and forth? What does he talk about with his friends in that way?
Do you want to play this game? What are you doing? I'm getting ready to go to bed. I mean, just kind of documenting life.
I can't imagine at 7 having that capacity.
Yeah, that's what they do. He has one friend that but they can't always type, so he just uses the voice. But he doesn't know all the words yet, so it's like, what's this say or what's that mean? So,
all right, well,
did you ever do that thing? Did you have like 2 Campbell's cans and a string, and you had to hold the string really tight? And it was pretty.
We had
much
walkie-talkies. Walkie-talkies was the thing. That was so cool to have a walkie-talkie, and we thought, oh my God, it can't get any better than this. All right, Alan, are we ready to run the report?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right.
It's Wisconsin, hey.
Hey, it's Ryan from Wisconsin. I hope you've been having a good warm week. Here in Wisconsin, it's felt like I've been living in a sub-zero freezer. However, this weekend it's supposed to be in the 30s and 40s. That means I can break out the flip-flops and the tank top and go out and enjoy the warm weather. Maybe it's your job or in your personal life, you've seen something and said, hey, I wish I would have said something earlier. Well, in Germantown, Wisconsin, the PA announcer at a high school basketball game finally said something. Towards the end of the game, the calls were questionable and the crowd was getting rowdy and rude to the officials. He got on the microphone and said, hey, shut up. If you can do this any better, get on the court with the striped shirt on and show us, which settled the crowd down. I'm kind of happy he called it the way it is, and maybe we should do that more in life. If you think about Architectural Digest, you may think of it highlighting the wonders of the world. Well, the McDonald's in the Wisconsin Dells, no, we did not go there and eat when we were up there playing all the games. That took all our money and time. But the McDonald's there won an award for being one of the 13 most beautiful McDonald's. It features a moose head mounted above the counter and a carved bear in the corner. So it's pretty rustic and it made the list. So if you're ever in Wisconsin Dells, maybe you should check that out. I hope you have a great week and we'll talk soon. Make sure you get your Valentine's ready.
Ryan, you said we should all, at the basketball game, we should all do that more often. Do what more often?
Call it the way it is.
Call what? The game or
whatever?
the
No,
people
just like if
asshole?
you're at
What?
work
What are you
or-
talking?
Yeah, if you're at work and your coworkers are bothering you, say, "Hey, shut up!" Or
Okay.
you want, call it the way it is.
Did you hear about this game at a middle school somewhere in this country? There was a brawl on the floor and a father died?
Yeah.
As a result of it?
Wow,
Yeah.
it's much different than when I went
Which
to
brawl
basketball
at
games
which
in high
school? Because there are about 3 of them floating around these days. Not with the
This
death.
is the only
though. I
one where
hadn't
somebody
seen that.
died. It might narrow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
What are you
I
fighting
wouldn't want to
over?
be an official.
Yeah,
at a
middle
game
school
season.
basketball game?
Yeah.
Really? Please. All right.
That's why Hank's doing bowling. Hopefully, that's a.
Yeah, that's more of a, you're kind of in a smaller group.
Yeah.
And you have your own alley.
You do.
And
You
he
do.
does not use bumpers. He's not
stay in
doing
it.
this. He didn't get the 91 with bumpers.
No, if you're going to bowl, you're going to bowl right. You don't use bumpers. So.
All right. All right, Ryan, thank you.
There you go. Take care.
Okay. All right. We are ready for your stories, Leslie.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but there's this balloon. It's flying across the United States. It's supposedly checking out the weather. But here's the coolest thing right now, coolest or weirdest. Canada is reporting that there may be a second balloon on the way. So it just keeps getting weirder.
Okay. Got another
Meanwhile,
balloon.
there's this.
You think that one's bad? We got another one coming. Huh? Yeah.
And you guys can't figure out how to get the first one down, even though it's the United States of America. But anyway, a heartwarming story out of Michigan. A woman named Diane Gordon was walking to work just over a week ago when she noticed a plastic bag full of money on the ground. We're talking a lot of money here, $14,780. But she noticed that there were wedding cards in there too. So Diane does the right thing and contacts police. Officers, in turn, reconnect the money with its proper owners, a couple who had just gotten married. So this was their wedding take. When one of the officers' wives, though, caught wind of the story, she decided Diane deserved a reward for her honesty. So this wife set up a GoFundMe to raise enough money to buy Diane a new car so she doesn't have to walk to work anymore. She won't be finding any more money on the ground, but I've been following the GoFundMe here, and they were hoping to raise $25,000. I think the initial goal was $15,000, i.e., what she would have gotten had she kept the money. The grand total as of this very minute is $48,920.
Nice.
So
send me that
honesty
story.
is the
I'll send
best.
it to Bentonhausen. Let's get her set up with a car there.
Oh, she could get a couple of cars even.
Yeah,
oh my
a couple
goodness.
nice
This is
certified used cars. Okay, there was no reward given to her by the people she
No.
returned the money. Nothing.
I think that's what got this officer's wife on a roll, because one would expect that part of the story to come out, that they gave her $1,000 or gave her something. Let's face it, she could have kept all $14,000, but she did not.
How did
But
they
now
drop
look.
the money on the side of the road?
That's the bigger question. I mean, you've got the envelopes from the wedding, didn't those go in the most secure place you
Yeah.
could think of? And who knows? But
Okay.
that's what happened here. Wacky Valentine fundraisers framed around getting even with an ex are very popular. Lots of zoos are raking in donations by letting folks name cockroaches after the one who done them wrong. Others are offering naming rights, at least temporarily, to rats and snakes. But an animal shelter in Ohio has gone even darker. The Animal Friends Humane Society in Hamilton is currently letting donors name a cat box after that former lover. $5 per box, and you can adopt them through February 12th.
That's nice. That is an ongoing, the cockroaches, the litter boxes, the dung piles at the zoo. I mean, really.
At some point, move on, folks.
And here's Ryan
this says
writing
more
love
about
letters.
you than them.
Ryan's having a robot write love letters to his wife who he doesn't think is coming back. That's beautiful.
Oh, it is. Beautiful, I don't know. A zoo director in Mexico is under fire and out of a job for reportedly having 4 of the zoo's 10 pygmy goats slaughtered. As if slaughtering them was not bad enough, he also had them cooked up and served at a holiday party he hosted. Prior to his firing, investigators say Jose Nava also sold off or traded some of the zoo's other animals. Word has it he traded a zebra for some tools that can no longer be found. So far, no criminal charges have been filed against Mr. Nava, but an investigation, they say, is ongoing.
Is it ongoing? Is our hearts and prayers going to go out to somebody?
To all those pygmy goat moms who lost their babies. What the hell? Like we said, at this point, zoos, you know what they need to do is hire the marketing firm who does the lottery stories out of the Carolinas.
Right.
Because they need a makeover right now.
Yeah, they're all bad, it seems. Something's
their PR
got to be
is
adjusted
poor.
here. Yeah, we'll update you as the story develops. And Leslie, if you could step out of the way and show people what you're talking about.
This is there's a zoo animal over there. It's a monkey drinking some hard liquor. There you go.
And if you
by
have
the
one
way,
more story, I want you to read it like David Muir. Wrong, the other side.
Is that wrong side?
Other side, yeah.
God. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you read it. Yeah.
And an Iowa care facility is facing a $10,000 fine for mistakenly pronouncing a 66-year-old resident dead and having her transferred to a funeral home in a body bag. It was there that the victim woke up, quote unquote, gasping for air. Following a lengthy decline, the woman was pronounced dead finally. Well, here's how it played out initially. And David Muir would never do that. He would just keep reading. The woman was initially pronounced dead at around 6 a.m. on January 3rd. The family was notified, and the funeral director arrived at around 7:30 a.m. It was 8:26 when the funeral home finally noticed that the woman inside the bag was moving and called 911. She ended up dying 2 days later, but now there's all of this. $10,000 fine for the screw up on the part of the care facility.
Do they put her in another bag or they use the same bag? How does that work?
You know, for the sake of the planet, I hope they recycle.
I know, these damn bags. All right.
Is it the kind that breaks down too? But yeah, those have never. Maybe they could get a reusable bag. Are we back to those now that we're post-pandemic? Can we?
I'm bringing my bags back. Yeah.
Are you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
We were so close to having everybody conforming, and now
that's all screwed up. All right.
Okay.
What do we got? We got the giveaway. And Ellen, are you ready to hit the button? Here we go. You want to say hello to somebody?
Hello, somebody.
Is that? Wait, Doggy Boy's won recent. John F. Yes. Doggy Boy just won. And you gave him his prize. It's John F.
Did. John F.
All right.
Congratulations, John.
John, here's what you should do. Alan?
Email Garry Meier Show at GarryMeier.com or text 773-888-2157. Regular charges apply, and provide your name and U.S. mailing address so Leslie can go give the post office its increased rate and get your stuff in the mail.
All right.
Bitch,
Great.
it's costing. Everything's costing more. Oh, but that's,
Okay. Hey,
don't want to be a downer.
We technically could end now, but we only hear the top of the hour tone. We can play the tone at any time. I got a tailwind, so we're getting in early.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Yeah.
Well, and unlike
We can play the
previous
tone now
weeks-
if you want. Here
Play
you
it
go.
now. I think they would just like to hear the tone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's 55 after the hour. There's the tone.
And here for good measure. Thunder.
Oh, just thunder. It's thunder at 55 after the hour.
Time. Let's have a good 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 time.
I know. Okay.
Huh?
All right. Here we go.
Huh?
We're ready to give out the Alan, stop. Oh, wait a minute. Leslie, you did not show. Here, we're going to get to the top of the hour, maybe. You didn't show the Elvis cutout that our magician did a couple weeks
we didn't
ago.
show the Canine Hero stuff either.
Yes. Okay, we're going to make it to the top.
Oh boy, and we can play the sounder again because this isn't real radio, and even real radio isn't
It's
real
not real
radio
radio
anymore.
It's real bad radio.
There
So,
it is.
Now, Doggy Boy said it looks like, and if you have any memory of Sal Mineo, that's what he said it looks like. That looks like Elvis.
It's Elvis. Come on.
Yeah. And you're going to frame it and put it up in your little fun room there, right?
I am eventually, but people are giving me ideas about like how I should make sure that it's perfectly flat, and I want to use glue that's not going to end up discoloring this. So it's very complicated, but I will take care of it. But there you go. It has arrived, and it will join the menagerie.
That was a great trick that he did, and that was the result, and we were all impressed. Okay, caninehero.org, projectcaninehero.org. Please donate to this organization. Jason Johnson has a sanctuary for dogs that are retired from the TSA and police departments because the government hasn't set up anything for those dogs, believe it or not. Now, my friend Roberto informed me that all the dogs featured on the Canine Hero catalog are deceased this year, which is sad, but take this. Jason took care of them through the end of their life.
Right.
When they retired, he brought them in, gave them all the medical care they needed, and they died, but at least they were taken care of, which might not have happened had Jason not stepped in, because the other process is they go to a kennel or some kind of humane society, hopefully getting adopted, but some don't, and you don't want to know that end result, do you? You don't want that end result. So if you can donate, now here's the dog that's featured for February. That's Nico. And what's going on with Nico, Alan? I don't have the calendar in front of me to read the legend on Nico.
Nico was an explosives detective canine who completed over 600 operational missions in Afghanistan from 2012 to 2016. Nico was tasked with protecting foreign and U.S. dignitaries in the U.S. ambassador, and assisted with visiting U.S. presidential and Secretary of State details. Without ever leaving the country, he retired. Nico's end of watch was July 7th, 2022.
Yeah. And it's just sad that these dogs do what they do, and there's no way to take care of them. Some of them retire fairly early in their lives, and some have a lot of medical bills. Well, Jason picks that up with the calendars. He's got other merchandise that he's given us to give away, socks and hats and that kind of thing. So if you can do anything to help that organization, please do.
We will still be handing out some more Project Canine Hero swag in weeks to come, but I kind of like mixing it up, y'all.
Right. And as Greg's pointed out in the comment section, I'm doing the cocktail show, and I got to talk about a goddamn dog dying, as Casey Kasem would say, but I don't mind talking about those dogs. All right. There's another. Oh, this event.
It's tomorrow.
Today's Feb 4. this event, if you're in the Illinois area, Naperville, Illinois area, this is a fundraiser for another group that helps for these dogs that need assistance. All right, so there's all that information. What's the website? Because we're
Hotel Arista in Naperville. There you go. Visit mark-9.org for registration details.
Yeah, another good place that helps with these dogs. Anything you can do. I mean, it's good karma. Well, there it is. We did make it. Top of the hour. We got news, weather, sports, traffic coming up. And we'll be back in 15 minutes after all that. But in the meantime, take the cannoli coming down the aisle. It's delicious. It's complimentary. Look at it. All right. What about the schnauzer for the weekend, Leslie?
In honor of our guest, Terry Savage, I would invest in my schnauzer because that thing could be gold, Jerry, gold.
Not a bad idea. Talk to you all on Monday. 3 in the green. Gears down. Flaps are down. The voice of the globe, the GarrForce, has landed.
Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Like and subscribe, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And please, please, please tell your friends and family to like and subscribe too.
YouTube.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Subscribe to the GarrForce Live YouTube channel. That's what you should do. That's where we gather. Boom. Shakalaka.